football matches tomorrow. So how can we expect the Hong Kong team to play against Man United? And also, Everton said yesterday that he will try to play tomorrow and then to discuss with you the best solution for the next two international matches. So how's his situation now? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. No, I mean the weather. Trying to welcome Manchester to Hong Kong by giving them some good Manchester weather, which is why we've prayed for rain and we've got it. Now that it's normal. Rain is rain. It happens regularly in Hong Kong. The players are used to it. They've played in it before. We've just trained today in the rain, which is fine. I'm sure no one's gonna, or that's not gonna make a difference to us. We're just gonna play as we normally do. No special arrangements for weather or team or conditions. And then for us, it's just a normal game of football. Regards Everton, we just take every game as it comes. We've got a game tomorrow to get through. Obviously, we're going into that game, and we've got 2 more games after it. But once we play the game tomorrow, we'll assess after the game who's fit, who's got knocks, and we look forward to the 2 fixtures after we obviously play Manchester United tomorrow.
Any other questions from the media? 左邊位嘅代表 No, here. Right there.
I'm Elvis from RTHK. So actually, tickets for the Hong Kong's next Asian Cup qualifier match against India, except for those in the away fan zone, have all been snapped up. So with the possibility of a full house at the Kai Tak Stadium, how's the team preparing for the match? And having to play in front of such a big crowd, do you see that as an advantage or pressure imposed on the team? And the second question is about you mentioned the Hong Kong squad will treat the friendly against Manchester United as the preparation for the Asian Cup match. But I assume every player on the team would like to have a chance to play against the Red Devils, right? So how would you balance testing your best 11 in the game and also giving perhaps the young players a chance to play against the world-class stars? Thank you.
Yeah, regards to the first question, obviously, we're looking forward to firstly play at Kai Tak Stadium. It'll be the first time that we play there. Obviously, we've all seen and been there and visited it. It's a fantastic stadium. It'll be a good surface, and obviously a large crowd will be an added advantage. I've played football in front of big crowds. The players have played football in front of big crowds, and that only brings the best out of you. It's where you want to play. It's how you want to play. It excites you, and hopefully it will raise the players' games. Regards the window we've got up and coming, obviously Manchester United, Nepal, and then India. 3 games in 11, 12 days or whatever it is. My job is to navigate through them to try and get everybody fit and peaking for the India game. So we always look at each game, each training session. We plan accordingly. Tomorrow we will treat it as kind of a training session, if you like, without that sounding derogatory, or we'll apply ourselves as a game, but we'll also make sure that everybody gets to play minutes. We don't want to overload players and make everybody fatigue before we play India. So we'll be managing the load, we'll be managing the minutes, and it's an opportunity for the players to play and enjoy. It's a very unique game. It's an exhibition game, and that's what it is, and that's how it should be treated. Players will enjoy it. We'll enjoy it. And we'll give everybody opportunity to go and play and showcase their talents and have an opportunity to play against Manchester United, one of the best teams in the world, which they may not get the opportunity again. So it'll be treated as that, and we just look forward to it and embrace it, and hopefully it's a good performance, a good game, played in the right spirits. We're not trying to break any records or do anything stupid. We're just going there to enjoy ourselves.
All right, let's share these questions with our players as well. So how excited or how engaged now for the players getting set and ready for the Red Devils?
Hi, hello everyone. Well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, right? And I'm sure all of us are very excited for this game. Also, important to know that our big game is the India game. So we're going to use this as a good preparation. With our eyes and focus on the India game, but that's definitely a great experience to play against a world-class team and for a big crowd which is not used here in Hong Kong. So it's a great experience, and we're all excited to do it.
Great. Any more questions from the media? 仲有冇其他問題？Yep, in the middle, please.
Hi, Ashley. You said it'd just be a normal game tomorrow night, but the eyes of the world will be on the match, the eyes of the football world anyway. So what impression do you want to leave of Hong Kong football? And watching the match last night, did you see anything that made you think you could do something special against Manchester United?
No, not really. First and foremost, the only impression I want to give is that, you know, we're a professional outfit, we're organised, and we're here to play the game in the right spirits. You know, I'm not going to be jumping up and down on the sideline thinking, you know, if we pull off a result, you know, it's going to lead to this or lead to that. I'm just here to enhance what Manchester United are trying to do. You know, they're trying to come here and put an exhibition on, you know, put a show on for the friends. And we're their sparring partners, simple as that. You know, we're not there to go and scalp anyone or go after people. We're just there to enjoy the game of football, play a nice, relaxed game and treat it as what it is. And that's an exhibition game. It's, like I say, it's kind of a training session for us in our window. You know, we're not going hammer and tongs and, you know, breaking boundaries and smashing into tackles and being stupid. We're just going there for the lads to enjoy themselves and enhance the occasion and hopefully, you know, be part of a good occasion for the fans, and that's what it is. You know, I'm experienced enough to not think that if I go and beat Manchester United, you know, I'm going to make a name for myself, because it's not about that. It's not about me. It's not about our team. We're there to show players that we can do things in a professional manner, or fans, should I say, in a professional manner, and just, you know, help the occasion. It's as simple as that. So hopefully we can give a good account of ourselves with the way we play football the right way. But again, we're not trying to do anything stupid.
咁啱啱記者問到啦，關於今次我哋係中國香港隊要對住曼聯，會希望留到咩嘅印象，或者打出咩風格係去俾曼聯感受到呢？我都話會唔會話喺佢哋之前喺對住呢個東盟全明星隊嘅時候，睇到佢哋嘅表現，對於佢哋今日喺我哋嚟緊聽日中國香港隊喺個戰術方面會有啲咩嘅調動呢？佢都話其實呢，主要今日大家都要知道呢一場嘅國際友誼賽，咁希望呢，大家同埋球員以至到球迷都能夠好好咁享受到比賽，可以有最好嘅信心去應付今次嘅比賽，所以佢並唔會話特別打算去要做多咗其他嘅嘢去影響到個賽果，或者會去對曼聯可能喺個防守上面話會特別衝擊性等等，絕對唔會俾球員做任何愚蠢嘅行為係去影響到呢一場嘅賽事，因為都希望能夠可以同到球迷以及係所有嘅 fans 交代，可以唔會話因為要去擊敗曼聯，去為自己可以一戰成名而做出有任何其他太過侵略性嘅嘢。咁希望大家球員、球迷亦都可以好好借住呢一次係紅魔曼聯嚟到香港，可以一樣好好咁享受到今次嘅比賽。Any more questions? At the back.
Hello, I'm Jordan from Junior Sports Reporter. Hong Kong team is missing several key players like Everton and Shinichi. Are you worried that the missing of these players are going to affect the team's performance or the preparation for the India game? And the second question is the tickets for Hong Kong versus India, as well as known as the debut for Hong Kong's Kai Tak Stadium, have gained a great popularity. Many fans are obsessed in buying tickets. What do you feel about that? Thank you.
Well, obviously we're missing a few players. Shinichi's missing because he's recovering from a little bit of an ankle injury, nothing too serious. Matteo is missing through a hamstring, but as far as I was aware at training today, Everton was there. So unless he's been kidnapped on the way over to this press conference, I expect him to be there tomorrow. So he's fit and he'll play. And the Kai Tak, we said, it's a brand new stadium. It's a one-off. You know, it's a debut at a big, fantastic stadium. It's got a roof that we can close with air conditioning if we choose that option. And, you know, I'm hopeful that it sells out and every ticket goes. I think there's 50,000 that it holds, and we're looking forward to as many as possible, and hopefully it'll be sold out. So if that happens, it'll be exciting. The players will relish it, and we look forward to playing India in a competitive Asian Cup qualifier, obviously on the 10th of June.
Next question, please. In the middle.
Hi Ashley, Laurie from The Athletic. I just wondered, with your Manchester United background, what have you made of the club's current situation, and as a former player as well, coming on a post-season tour, what would your mind be like in that kind of situation?
Yeah, I think obviously players, end of the season, I've been there, the only thing you think of at the end of the season is going and resting. Obviously the way the world as it is now, it's all about revenues and bringing revenues in, and it's become a thing the last 4 or 5 years that instead of doing, as well as doing pre-season tours, teams do close the season tours, if you like, end the season tours. I was there actually working for Man United TV, actually, I think it was about 3 years ago when Manchester United went to Perth, but that was a pre-season one, so it's always a little bit different pre-season to end of season. I think players understand the commitment, they understand the revenues and the sponsorship that it generates, and at the end of the day, those kind of things pay your wages. So it's that old saying, fans pay your wages, sponsors pay your wages, and it's just something you have to get on with. I think if the truth's being told, no players want to do it because you want to recover, and most of the Man United players will be on international duty that will start on the 2nd of June. So they probably need this like, a hole in the head, I should say, which obviously no one ever says on record because you can't if you're attached to the club, but it's something that you understand and you have to get on with. They're representing Man United. I expect nothing more than them to play properly and play for Man United shirts, and obviously we all know how well the manager's done and what he stands for and the kind of culture he's trying to bring into the club. Me as an ex-player, I don't really have any opinion on what's happening. I don't think I'm in a position to have any opinion. I think if you're inside that club, or if you've been an ex-player at the level of your Scholes, your Butties, your Nevilles, if you like, I think they can have an opinion. Myself was only there as an apprentice, a 1-year professional. I was fortunate to win the FA Youth Cup, but went no further than that. I enjoy watching the club. I enjoy speaking to connections at the club. But regards opinions, I kind of keep them to myself and let them take care of their own business. I think they're in good hands at the minute with the manager. They look like they're going forward, and I'm sure, and I expect them to do very well next season, have a much better season than what they've done this season.
Any more questions at the back? Any questions for our players as well? Please.
Actually, Sam Stone, BBC. Just on what you've said then, and going back to the point you made about sparring partners, given the weather, are your players going to have to take extra care because, for obvious reasons, you don't want to get injuries? Ruben Amorim's already said that the one thing that he can't have are more injuries. I don't know whether the pitch will be a good enough standard, but is that something that the players will have to just take a bit of care with?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my job really is to make sure no one gets carried away. Go flying into tackles, hopefully stay on the feet a bit like when you train. You train the day before a game, and you always remind the players, just be careful, don't go smashing anyone, don't get any injuries. We've got a big game tomorrow. Obviously, they're going to be committed. They're going to want to do well. They're going to want to try and impress. That's the nature of a football player, but we've just got to make sure that we play it in the right spirits. Everyone's shaking hands after the game. Everybody appreciates each other. And like I say, remind them that why we're here. We're here because Manchester United are Manchester United. And we've had the opportunity to play them. Let's be honest, they've not gone, let's go and play Hong Kong because it's Hong Kong representative team. Hong Kong, China, should I say. They've come here because it's a good place to come and showcase their talent and grow their fan base or add to their fan base, and we need to remember that and just play the game in the right manner. I say sparring partner as in, we're there to help them put on a good show. I don't mean sparring partner because we're trying to chin anybody or anything like that. We're just there to help the game and help the occasion and help fans get value for money by putting on a decent show, playing football correctly, obviously making it competitive, but not stupidly competitive.
咁啱頭先都提到關於咧喺天氣上面嘅影響咧，問到阿韋斯活教練會唔會話真係提醒我哋球員要係小心啲，因為嚟緊都仲有好多國際嘅賽事係我哋港隊需要應付。咁佢都話啦，喺難得對住紅魔曼聯嘅呢個機會咧，一個係足球員正常喺呢一啲咁高水準嘅賽事，都會希望能夠喺賽事裏邊呢就係出盡全力，可以令到大家呢係有歎為觀止嘅感覺。不過佢都會經常提醒球員啦，喺盡力嘅同時，亦都係要減少避免所謂頭先提過嘅愚蠢嘅行為，就係會令到自己可能喺不必要嘅情況底下受傷。曼聯能夠揀選咗喺香港同港隊去進行較量一個國際友誼賽，主要係因為除咗港隊嘅實力，亦都同時因為香港呢個城市希望可以回饋到俾喺香港嘅曼聯球迷有一場好精彩嘅比賽同埋表演，亦都希望除咗能夠提升曼聯球迷喺對於曼聯呢一隊國際級足球隊嘅歸屬感之餘，亦都希望今次呢一場嘅表演賽能夠俾到一場真正好嘅表演，可以俾到所有喜歡足球、喜歡曼聯同埋喜歡港隊嘅朋友。Two more questions, please. Any more questions?